he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
Hey guys, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hi, Frankie.
There we go. Oh yeah, I'm like hooking up this stuff, and where's my ears? I was just bombing around. I was gonna make another stop. I'm glad I didn't, because I did. For some reason, I thought I had another hour. So how are you doing this fine Saturday?
Doing good. Been watching the track and field, the world's track and field and gymnastics.
Ooh, that's right up your alley.
Oh yeah, I was watching track and field. It's like the 4x4 100-meter relay for the men's, and India, man.
Can they go?
I don't know what they've been feeding them over there lately. You never hear of India like in track and field, and these guys were like right on the heels of the USA men. I'm interested to see the final for sure.
Well, hey, James. Well, we had in Calgary like the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Cool. Yeah, they turned it into a movie. Yeah, unreal. Like when they landed, of course, it was big TV in Calgary. So it's like, oh my God, they get off in shorts and they're like,
crazy. I love that story. It's such a good story in general. And those guys are still training out there, doing the same thing they've been doing.
Are you serious? I did not know ever. Yeah, cool running, James. I didn't have any idea what happened with that. I was amazed at these guys. And they actually, are you kidding? Not right now. I swear they know. They know. So Mexi, I got, what I was trying to get into? As far as finishing up?
Yeah.
I got it in. I just kept trying. And eventually the numbers went in. I was trying to get some numbers in that were supposed to fit. And then I was getting this error code. And then I looked online to see what this error code meant. Well, me and like a kabillion other people are like the same thing. They're like, oh my God. But yeah, finally went in. So I'm just waiting for.
So it was like a system error, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Something that's been going on. I was seeing stuff from back in April. So it's something that they haven't cleared up somehow. But yep, I'm just waiting for I think a 35-cent put in.
Oh, one of those, what did we call that? Because we watched a video on it yesterday. It's like
it's just testing it, making sure everything.
Yeah, like they'll deposit, like a practice deposit or something. Just to
that's
make sure.
Basically it. Yeah. I think you're right. Was John Candy and Cool Running?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Such a good show. I watched Cool Running, but way back when, right?
I watch it on regular, at least once a year.
Oh, serious?
I'm a huge sports movie fanatic, like Miracle. That's another good one. From the hockey team from back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Remember the time? I get nostalgic,
For sure. I was living in Calgary when the Olympics happened, and I happened to be working I worked right downtown at a bank, and you get off, there is 7th Avenue in Calgary, and that was just basically, it's an open area for people to walk through and do what have you, and get into the stores from the street instead of going into the malls and things like that. Well, oh my God, during the actual Olympics were going on, they basically took over the whole area. Jazz, they basically took over the whole area, but the food, oh my God, it was amazing.
I know that the
Oh.
Olympics are going to be in California. Is it this year? Is it 2024? Yeah, they're going to be in California, I believe. I would love to go see it. Those tickets are expensive.
Yeah, I was just happy when they gave out the awards and stuff, they did that downtown, and you were able to kind of gather around there and watch them get their awards. It was amazing. It was just truly an amazing experience. And I seen this little car get blown. Well, it didn't get blown up, it blew up. It was one of those little pacer cars where the gas station or the gas thing was in the front. He rear-ended somebody and the freaking thing exploded.
Only in Canada.
Unreal. I couldn't believe it. Back in 88, it was like, oh my God. I'm running upstairs so I can look down and see what the hell happened. I'd never seen a car explode. We just heard it and then ran upstairs, and it was like, ooh. Yipes. So for today, I got Rex and James Burke again. There's stuff going on with both of them, and I just have a funny feeling, my personal opinion, when it comes to Shannan Gilbert, that just after that is when he became Almighty Chief and shut it all down. So it absolutely intrigues me.
Weird timing. And why wouldn't he be called? If Burke was known to frequent gatherings there, in that neighborhood, why wouldn't he have been called? Like something like, "Hey man, like we got one of the girls running around acting crazy."
Yeah. No, it was just a really bad time to have anything done by that department, I think. That's my personal opinion. I think that this guy just messed it right up. But like I've been saying, this new team that has gotten together to start looking into those cases again, I mean, they're incredible. They are doing so much. And I think it was you and I that were talking about, maybe this is just to get him in.
Yeah.
But have you heard?
Has he or something?
Are they holding him, or was he able to get bail?
I'm not sure, but I can't imagine that he would spend too much time behind bars for that sort of thing. I don't think that unless he broke parole or probation or something, then he'd be held longer.
You should never be able to hang your Peter out and it's okay.
No, right. But you also, what's warranted jail time for that? How many years would you give somebody for that? Not many.
No, you might put him in for a little while though, because he's got a history.
So I think unless he broke parole or probation, I think they might just be trying to hold him for something at the moment.
So we don't know quite yet if he's got bail?
I haven't been keeping up with anything on the crime side lately.
Okay. Yeah. So James, Dr. Defibrillator, I was watching something last night, and he was literally the police physician. He knew James Burke. He knew him. He was the cop's doctor as well as a general surgeon. They're together. How do we know that particular night that James Burke was not hanging out at his mixed up little buddies?
Yep.
Yep, I agree, James. Like, it is desecrating a memorial site. Like, oh my God. Unreal. So yeah, whether it's fact, it's alleged that they knew each other. And if that is fact, then, oh boy, this is a great big rabbit hole coming our way. So now that we know there's at least a working connection, Mexi, do you think there's enough they'll find enough to start putting those two together?
They could. I mean, I think they have something to maybe even charge him for like impeding an investigation.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what they're looking at.
Okay.
And now that they have them, they'll probably get warrants. They could find something that connects them.
I sure hope so, because the fact that those two they were both at those parties that were happening in Oak Beach. Both of them were there. Yep. And one girl actually places Jill Brewer there too.
Yeah.
One girl. So if that's the case, all three of those guys knew each other. So she was running from one monster straight into another.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've always thought too, because I had heard that story. I think her name's Leanne, or maybe that's what
that's her alias.
Yeah, that's what she's going by. She had a rough encounter with Burke.
She sure did.
I think she's the one that I heard said that it was at Brewer's house, same house that Shannan was at.
Okay.
And I know, like, also that Michael Pack guy, he said that night that they had arrived at that house, that they left at some point to go get substances from somewhere and then returned. I was like, but it's kind of, I know it's not out in the middle of nowhere, but it's kind of a far drive to kind of go anywhere to get.
Yeah,
unless it's in the neighborhood already.
Yeah, unless that's what I was thinking, unless it's along Long Island somewhere. But by the sounds of it, it wasn't. I mean, I can't say for sure, but by the sounds of it, it seemed like they left that Gilgo Beach
area,
Parkway area. Yeah, that's how I kind of was seeing it.
And then also that Brewer guy, he states that yes, he hired Shannan, but that nothing happened.
That's what he was saying.
That they didn't even, no services were received whatsoever. But yet she spent hours there. I don't understand. Like, what were you guys doing?
That's the thing. And I mean, if she was when they say downstairs, like, I don't know if they mean like down the lowest floor or on like the main floor. Or I think there's almost like an upstairs too. So when he said I'm going upstairs, where was he going?
And
how many people were where?
And how many people were there?
Yeah.
And it just seems strange, like for him to say, oh yeah, like I hired her. Michael Pack himself says that they spent hours there, but nothing happened. No services were exchanged. Was this a party that you hired her for?
I was going to say, do you remember? You remember everything like a sponge. We've seen that Jasmine. We've seen that memorial for the same name, his partner was male. So it's very confusing. Maybe that's why there was nothing that was happening with him.
Yeah, was that the only place we saw that? was on that article, and I'm not putting too much faith on that article because it was all bad.
Oh, this is
there
the
was a
thing.
lot of mistakes in it. And I was like, but it
And
did
that's the
say that
thing.
Brewer he played, you know,
Yeah.
that he was
Yeah, I played
married
for
to a
both
man.
teams.
No, he was
Yeah.
married to a man apparently. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that would be the reason then that nothing would happen, I would think. But again, what happened with other people that were possibly there?
Right. But so why hire her unless it's some sort of like kink thing?
Yeah.
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 If it wasn't for
Absolutely.
yourself, who was it for?
Yes. She just sounded so sketched out. I mean, they found her like so much later, like when they do a toxicology report. How accurate is that when it's been so long that they are degraded to the point that they are? Like when,
They would
or does
need
it depend on the substance?
if the hair is still there, they might be able to do the hair testing. But like if there's nothing, no organs, no skin, no nothing left, like you're
Okay.
not.
What about nothing in the teeth would give it away? Nothing. So it's got to be hair.
And
And
I'm saying like if someone's like completely already in it, just like a complete decomposition, there's nothing left other than the hair.
Right.
They might be able to test that.
Okay. It's such a shame that this Burke allegedly stalled this for as many years as he has. If he threw all of these other victims off to the wayside, don't know anything about them, don't need your help, does that mean that basically he stalled all of those cases just so they wouldn't find out about what
Shannan.
possibly happened
To Shannan.
Shannan?
Yeah, absolutely. I can totally
know?
100% get behind that theory just
Right?
because Shannan is the reason those girls were even found. Like,
Absolutely.
and as long as she stayed missing, you know, he knew if FBI came crawling around there, they were going to probably find her way faster than.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good theory. I could get back. I could support that.
Yeah. You know, it's just, oh my word. Okay, so this here, let's stop it right now. You just stop it. So this one that I've set up is I think this is going to be basically Rex.
It was such a close call that I almost don't even know if I can carry on in my industry.
The woman says that's because when the name Rex Heuermann came out, she ran his information through her phone.
One of the phone numbers was saved as do not answer from 2020.
Rex, did you do it?
Wow. Alrighty, well, it was short but sweet. Now, it's not what I wanted. Alrighty then. On to the next. That was short but sweet. I found this interesting because I wasn't seeing this anywhere either. CBC, New York.
Beach killer Rex Heuermann, 2 sex workers currently held in the Suffolk County Jail, say they met with him before. The women describe Heuermann as aggressive and violent toward them. The county sheriff's office says they're sending investigators to Nassau and Rikers jails to interview other sex workers for more information. Heuermann is currently charged with killing 3 women, and he's a person of interest in the murder of a 4th.
Unreal. Unreal.
You seem to appreciate stuff a little bit more, the time with your kids just a little bit more than you would have.
I say no. Okay. Stuff's on him away, Mike.
So this guy's like been making rounds since way back in the day.
Absolutely. I think he started probably creeping when he was, teenager. And when he started allegedly doing these crimes. Yeah. That's a lot of time. So Rex Heuermann is now meeting with a clergyman once a week while he is in the Hooskow.
Now
he has now been taken off of.
It's too late, buddy. It's too late.
Oh my God, right? Unreal. So yeah, Rex Heuermann has been seeing a clergyman once a week at his personal request as he continues to appear emotionless after being taken off of self-deleting watch. He spent a few days in jail in an isolated bunk inside the 60-square-foot cell, often looking up at the ceiling, but has since settled in. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I have not seen any emotion from him, the sheriff said. You wonder what's going on. Is there something going on? What's brewing? So Toulon opened up about the architect's 5 weeks in the Hooskow in the Suffolk County Jail in Riverhead, sharing that Heuermann goes for walks alone in a small recreation area and spends his time reading and watching TV. So while journalists and true crime fans have asked to visit him, Heuermann has only met with his attorney, Michael Brown, and a man the sheriff declined to interview or identify. As part of the investigation, police have been speaking to workers who operated in the Long Island area. 2 girls hired by the Gilgo Beach suspect, Rex Heuermann, have accused him of being violent and aggressive. That's just a huge surprise. Didn't expect that out of him. Not. So they were interviewed in late July, shortly after Heuermann's arrest, and said they'd become afraid for their safety during inmate encounters with an NYC-based architect. A person of that size being a little aggressive was probably frightening, Toulon said of Heuermann, who is 6'4" and about 240 pounds. Now, these girls were not injured, but they were unnerved. Such beautiful girls, eh? Like, he's definitely got himself a type. Instead, they discovered 10 sets of human remains scattered along the desolate barrier island that included 8 women, 1 man, and a young child. However, police are probing possible ties between Heuermann and an unsolved eastbound choker murders of the 4 female workers in Atlantic City.
You know what scares me? That probable cause, like where it mentioned the things that he was looking up.
Oh, yes.
And some of those involved children, like very specifically aged children.
Oh, they were too. Yep.
And
yep.
It worries me.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. It's almost he's got a type with the women, but I'd like to know what the Asian male.
Yeah,
I'd like to know what
what's that
his.
about?
Yeah, I'd love to know what he looked like when he was in drag. Is that what you would say? Like, I'd love to know what he looked like, if he would still look along the same as these other ladies, because he's not a very big man.
No, sounds like he was very of small stature, I guess.
Yeah, and Twinkie. That's
Yeah.
right. And the
And
Twinkie search.
this would be also, he would have been prior to Craigslist or like the internet, when they suspect that Rex was just going to a certain neighborhood and just picking up people like that and then he started using the internet to do so.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's scary. It's damn scary. He was running around for a long time. And just even if we take a look at that map that's up right now, look at how handy absolutely everything was for a man that had these kind of inclinations. It blows me away. Like, he got away with this for a long time. I don't think they've started even searching those parks around the house there.
Yeah, that one park that you were bombing around that one day on that
Yeah.
live. That one.
Yeah, Massapequa Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many areas. I mean, the place is huge.
And he's lived in that area his whole entire life.
His entire life.
I don't know where he lived during his first marriage. I'm assuming he was still in Long Island. He went to college in Long Island.
Right.
He's always been there. This guy.
Yeah.
And who knows when he started and how he started and what he was doing back then.
And the thing is, these guys, we know they start young. So I would honestly say 17 and up easily. I would think. I'm not going to say he started out doing this to people, but I think that I don't know. I just think he started young. And I think 17 is a reasonable age. I mean, they start much younger in many, many, many times. But, you give them till 17 until 59. But they're going to start with the little things. I mean, I don't know if he'll start stealing the panties and stalking and peeping and all of the things.
If you hear like the stories of like his classmates, how they describe him when he was like in high school.
Yeah.
Always being picked on and just kind of walked all over.
Yeah. By high school, he was big.
Right.
And starting to turn into a bully. And, I was fairly fortunate. I wasn't picked on in school. I kind of, I had my friends, but I like to just kind of do my own thing. Elementary school, look at how mean people are. They're horrible. Horrible little humans. Hey?
Yeah. And a lot of them also said that his home life, and I don't know if this is just being said because like these are the same people that said that they weren't friends with him. They just observed. So how they would know, not being friends with him, that he had a horrible home life. I have no idea. But that's also something that was said, that his home life wasn't the best growing up.
My home life wasn't the best. And then I got kicked out and freaking followed by Cappy. But I didn't turn into a Cheerio.
Yeah. I just wonder what they mean by that. If that's even true, what was going on?
That is the thing. What was going on? this guy, I mean, I would rather he looked like the Rex that was talking on that during that interview than this guy. I just, as I've said with Brian Koberger and this guy, their eyes just look, they almost stop my heart. It's, oof, duh.
There was something about even that interview that he did where he was talking about his job and what he did, right? The YouTube one. I found him creepy in that one too. Certain things that he would say, or I don't know. There's just something off about him then too.
Absolutely. Between Rex and Burke, I mean, they're both pretty nasty people, and I was thinking about why, this, they were thinking they used camouflage bags to dispose of them. Camouflage. So somebody was using their noodle, like how to make something that much harder to find.
Did you read that somewhere?
What's that?
That the girls were in camouflage burlap.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. I've read it a few times.
Recently?
Not too long ago. Yeah.
What I just wonder, because I think I'd asked you this before, was this something that was said when they were first found?
Well, I don't think so, because a lot was not out yet. And then slowly, this other stuff started to come out. Probably a person, I mean, just to confirm it, could probably do a quick search. But yeah, from a lot of the things that I've read, the three of them had the burlap with like the duck screening.
I'm curious because that one girl, that the call girl, the working girl that came forward and said that she had gone on a date with him.
Leanne?
No,
the other one.
Yeah,
the blonde.
Yeah. She said that on this date that Rex had asked her if she had heard of like the Gilgo Beach girls, and she was like, of course, like I'm from Long Island, like we've all heard of it. And he was like, he had said to her specifically something about that the girls were in camouflage burlap sacks.
Yes. Yeah.
How, and if that was never mentioned, like, how would he know that? Unless, that's why I was asking, like, where did you read? Like, did you read that recently? Was that like something that they mentioned, like when the girls were first found? Because that would put weight.
The person's going to have to probably do a little bit more digging on actually when it was said the very first time.
Yeah, because that would put weight to her story. That would make if it was never mentioned ever, that would mean that he literally did it. How would he know that?
Well, that's the thing. And I've watched her. I wasn't really too sure what I thought of her at first, but her story is extreme. She tells the same story over and over and over and over again. At first, I thought maybe she was adding some things and then adding a little bit more, but eventually she keeps it. The story does not change. She keeps it. Yeah. And that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do when you're not telling the truth.
Right. It just makes it very curious, because I mean, that would.
Yeah,
if she heard that, I mean, I know if I was like on a date with a guy and he brought that up, because I mean, I've known about these since forever, like, following it. And he said, yeah, they were found in like camouflage burlap sacks. Like, that would click to me. Like, it'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
That's never been said. And I would immediately leave that date and go straight to the police station. Just like that guy over there is creepy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So then we've got, well, this is still a question too. Okay, let's see here. I'm just moving a couple of things around. Sorry, guys. Oh my God. Is it going to say now you can't? Oh, no. Hoofda.
I hate those articles, the ones that are like, oh, you've already surpassed your free times to read this. You're like, damn.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I start taking screenshots of things.
Everything. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Trust me. That is what I read as it's gone. So what have we got going on here? Let's see. Danielle Wingett in the middle cries as Natalie Walker left and Velvet Williams comforted her while talking about the memory of their friend Jody Brewer, who was found after going missing at the age of 19, 2003, Wednesday, August 23rd at. So it says 20 years ago, Jody Brewer torso was found wrapped in plastic on or in the California desert off Interstate 15. And the 2 decades since the 19-year-old Las Vegas woman's family and friends have struggled on their own, in their own ways, to cope with her death. And while there have been suspects and theories, the main question, who deleted her? And still no answers. So new hope for resolution is running high again across the country. The arrest of the suspected Long Island SK in connection with somewhat similar activities of women who were workers. Brewer was also a worker, though her mother believes she was coerced into it when she was about 17 and in high school, is ringing alarm bells for Brewer's loved ones. That coupled with the revelation that the Long Island suspect Rex Heuermann has owned timeshare properties in Las Vegas since 2004, has them thinking Heuermann may have been involved in Brewer's deleting. And they were wondering if Heuermann spent time in Vegas before records show he owned the timeshare. I would sure think so. I would think he would have been in the area beforehand.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, you know, do you think Burke is capable of this stuff?
Hell yeah.
Do we know if Burke was ever in Las Vegas?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question because their MOs are so close. They both like to play with the neck, and I don't know. The timing is just right. The guy is disgusting.
And women have come forward and said that Burke is violent. He's violent type. So
the one that I was watching last night, I don't know which program it was, but that Leanne, who is the one who basically is the, what do you call it? CI?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she was telling a lot of stories, and one of them was that right during the middle of this house party, for whatever reason, Bert grabbed this girl by the hair and put her right on the ground in front of everybody. I don't know what what was behind it. I don't know if it was meant to be mean or embarrassing or I have no idea. But at the same time, the girl that was at the party with him, and she was not at that particular time a working girl, she ended up going to the bathroom with him, allegedly. And he was not a nice guy. Not a nice guy at all. And sounds like he might have Peter problems, which sometimes will make a guy even angrier, right?
Especially a guy like him.
Yeah.
Who already has some sort of issue.
Exactly.
With his personality.
Mm. In order for him to have done all this and then become chief, and the uppers know this, how the hell did he have something on those guys?
Probably.
That's the only way I can see it. Rex Heuermann appears to have been quite disciplined in sticking to S workers. Surprisingly, he hasn't been connected to a female associated personality. Well said. Yeah. Burke is shown to have a deviant side and a seriously violent side, so wouldn't be surprised at all. I've thought about that, Perry. Could be an element of self-loathing by Rex. That's what I think, James. I think Immy Burke might have been involved in Shannan's death. I really, really am swaying that direction, James.
I know. I'm starting to believe that too. It's something with Paxson over there.
Mm-hmm.
Brewer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Phibb. And this guy, Berkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just something weird in, like, I don't know.
Oh, it's just nothing sits right. You know how you can kind of look at a situation and kind of start to put some pieces together, you know, you get enough information. There's still a lot of chunks missing from this case.
Think Pac needs to be brought in and actually interrogated by, like, some CIA guy or something. Just beat it out of him, because there's something he's not telling. Like, he's lying. I know he's lying.
Yeah. He's certainly not out of the woods, you know, in my opinion. I don't know what was going on in the house that night, you know, and whatever it was, like, did they give her substances without her knowing? I seriously wonder that.
And you know that Dr. Defib over there can prescribe all sorts of things. And if she already has, like, some sort of mental, because I think they said she was possibly bipolar at the time. What if they gave her, like, some medication that they knew would, like, trigger some episodes? Like, that happens a lot. Like, people get the wrong medication for stuff, and, like, it totally, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And from what I was learning, allegedly Burke has a snow problem. So
I'm not surprised by that at all. I knew he had.
Oh, hell no.
If he was doing the things that he was doing, I'm more than sure that he was also involved in
and that side of stuff too. Yeah. Sounds like snow was his personal favorite. I don't know. I'm sure he got into whatever he could get his freaking fat fingers on. Yeah, he did.
And that's probably why he had an issue. You know, I don't know, getting it up.
I mean, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's like way different than Whiskey Peter. Yeah. Way different than Whiskey Peter. Whiskey Peter, like, goes forever. Yeah, Snow Peter, not so much.
No, Peter.
Yeah, a little no Peter. I think if there's a connection these investigators will find it and follow through on everything. I agree with you 1000%, Perry. I think that they finally have some people in there that are seriously looking at these cases, and they have no fear of Jimmy Burke. Yeah, Mexi, I agree. Pack is hiding something, whether it's about Gilbert or everything. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, he's not in the clear, is he? Okay, let's see here. So it's saying here that there are similarities, but I could only just get my hopes up and fingers crossed, said the victim's sister, Jacqueline Brugger, who was 13 when her sister passed. So we know that Heuerman is charged with the 3 women that were found near Gilgo on Long Island, 2010. He's the prime suspect in a 4th woman whose remains were also found there. But in total, there is 11 sets of human remains. So WTF. Because most of the victims found on Long Island were young white women who were workers, comparisons have been drawn to Brewer's passing, while the 3 victims whose deaths Heuerman is charged for were found wrapped in burlap and not taken apart. Other victims found near or off the main road, Ocean Parkway, were dismembered or taken apart. Police on Long Island said it's possible that one or more of these SKs could be responsible. I can also see one SK and one crooked cop. Like, it's a possibility in my mind that Rex did all of the others, if not the majority. And if, I don't know, what was I calling this guy? I had come up with like the best name for this. I even wrote it down. It's gone. But yeah, like what the actual. So at least they are starting to go back and look at these cases to see if there's any kind of links. And so these particular ones, Las Vegas said they were investigating the possible links between the cases of the women who had been workers or who had passed or who had disappeared. They include Brewer, Lindsay Harris, Jessica Foster, as well as possibly a 4th person, Misty Sains. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. At the time, police said the women may have been deleted by the same person, possibly by a truck driver. Harris, who disappeared from Henderson on May 4, 2005, later found that month her legs were found in grass off Interstate 55, about 15 miles off the Springfield, Illinois. Foster, 21, last seen in North Las Vegas between late March and early 2006, April 2006, has never been found. The partial remains of Misty Sains, 25, were found wrapped in plastic and a cloth sheet of State Route off of State Route 159 near Blue Diamond on March 6, 2003. 2015, police said they were investigating whether Neil Falls, a man deleted by one of the workers in West Virginia, could be a possible suspect in the cases of Brewer, Harris, Foster, and Sains. When asked if she thinks there's a connection between Rex Heuermann and her daughter's deleting, the late teen's mother said, "Yes, I absolutely do." Jody Brewer's friends from her school days, Velvet Williams, Danielle Wingett, and I think it's Natalie Walker, are either convinced Heuermann was involved or think there is a big possibility. I have strong conviction that it's him, Williams said. My hope is for final answers for the families. So experts, however, say while it's possible the accused Heuermann may end up being linked to some or all of the Las Vegas homicides, they are also skeptical. They said a trucker doubling as an SK appeared to be a more likely scenario. Yeah, that's kind of a hard one. That is because from past, we have seen that it's pretty easy, not pretty easy. I don't want to say that. Truckers can get away with some of this stuff a little bit longer just due to the crime scene is generally their trucks. I can fully understand their desire for answers and closure. I wish them peace, and this will be resolved, said Las Vegas-based criminologist Dr. Scott Bond. Yeah. So what do you think, Mexi?
Has anyone looked at
Mexi.
Rex's
Thank
brother?
you.
Like,
Thank you very much.
I know he spent some time in jail, but like, do we know
Now,
anything about Rex's brother?
I have looked into him a little bit, but I didn't find much. Hey, Connor, good to see you, friend. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't, I guess I didn't put anything out. I just thought one morning, I want to change this and just proceeded, but I'm glad you found us. No snow for the Peter. Oh my God. So what do you think of this possibility of a truck driver friend?
I mean, it could make sense. And the other reason it kind of would make sense is for that person, that one girl that she's found, some of her remains were found in Vegas, and the other set was found in Illinois.
Right.
That's the only reason I would think truck driver. And you are right. They do have, it's easier for them to get away with stuff.
Oh, they have mobile. They've got, let me just get rid of some of this stuff.
My dog's trying to play you a song.
We love Loki. I love Loki. So I'll bring this over here, and there we go. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I do think that they're similar in their activities. He just thought he was something. And I have not seen Rex's face be that nice little personality since that interview. Literally, have you?
No. His face completely changed. Like it's morphed. Like he's I don't know. Like he seemed a little bit definitely way more careful in that video where he was talking about his job. I still found him creepy.
Absolutely, but not as creepy as that.
Yeah, this is completely morphed into something different. Welcome, Sling and Lead. Welcome to the fam. Connor,
Hello,
I was actually hoping that, because I saw you here, I was kind of hoping that would go to you, but sorry. Just Sling and Lead. Still good, though.
Okay, present. Let's get back on this. There we go. So, disturbing similarities between disgraced Gilgo Beach cops' violent encounter with a worker and the Lisk deletings. Disgraced ex-police chief James Burke has a history of violent encounters with workers and is cut from the same cloth as accused Gilgo Beach deleter Rex Heuermann, claims the lawyer for families of two women found on Long Island. So Burke is 58, was arrested. Now get this. Every time I read it, I just want to barf. He was arrested at a Vietnam Veterans Memorial Park in Farmington, New York, Tuesday morning after allegedly attempting to solicit that from an undercover park ranger. I don't know about you, but I truly think, what is that? Setup? They were
The
going
dude's-
for him.
The dude's a badge bunny, holster chaser. It's funny.
Where'd you see that? Is that
What? Where'd I see what?
where'd you come up with that? Damn.
What do you mean? That's what you call someone who likes chasing the badge. They're called badge bunnies or
Oh, okay.
holster chasers. They just, people that like
Okay.
people in uniform.
Okay. I've never heard that before. Never heard that. They always call girls that just really like cowboys a whole bunch, buckle bunnies.
Buckle bunnies. I love that.
Kind of thought you would. Okay, James Burke and Rex Heuermann. So news of his arrest came as the latest in long line of scandals to envelop the former Suffolk County police chief since he was forced to step down from the coveted post back in 2015. Burke's resignation coincided with his arrest for brutally attacking a handcuffed man in custody after they stole a bag from his patrol car containing toys, like all sorts of toys, and a stash of pee. This bag was literally in the back of his patrol car. That's just what all good cops need. Never know when you might need, like, a dildo. I don't know if that's a bad word or not, but
I just
really?
I don't even know what I would do if I was being arrested and the guy went to get his handcuffs out of his toy bag and I'm like, oh no, sir. Putting those on me.
Right?
It's
like, yeah. I think you're right, Marge. I do believe that this encounter was with a male. He went up and propositioned him with his Peter hanging out. And what did they say? Lewd activities and solicitation. Yeah. I cannot get over this man. 2018, he got out for basically being a horrible human. He's kept to himself pretty much, but it does sound like maybe the cops knew more than we did because I do believe they are keeping an eye on him. What do you think, Mexi? Do you think that this sting was for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they knew exactly what he liked and they've probably been following him. There's a reason. I don't know. I just feel like there's something more to this.
Yes.
For them doing this.
Well, personally, I hope what it is they've got information proving that he had something to do. I love this freaking icon logo.
I noticed it too. I was like, freaking wood, man.
You see Ed Kemper. I don't so much see Ed Kemper because
I
Ed
see
Kemper
right there in the picture, but
yeah, but I don't see him personally because he turned himself in, told them what he did. He did basically everything to harm his mother. And then once he got that out of the way, his mother was gone. He freaked out when he was a kid, unalived his grandparents. And they said to him when he was getting released, because he did such a good job there, he didn't cause trouble, nothing, that they let him out. And the only thing he could not do was live with his mother because she would set him off. Well, what happens? He moves in with his mother. He was set off. And I don't think that Ed Kemper was doing this for any kind of gratification. Not like these two. The pink, yeah.
I did read that BTK. I read an article that said he's like in a wheelchair and like just withering away, and I was like, good.
Damn
But, you know,
straight.
I was always like getting mad that like he was even saying anything, like when Brian Koberger was arrested, or when Rex Heuermann was arrested, and he like wrote a letter and was like, oh, he's just like me. He was like, dude, no one cares. Just wither away and go. Like,
well, do you know what? I think it was good that he did that.
I think
because
he's trying to get back in the limelight, you know?
He's just a wrinkled up old man in a wheelchair now.
Yep.
They've got a couple more cases that they're trying to put on him right now. They've got some nylon binding made out of nylons that they figure was used to bound someone's ankles, but they just turned up one of his homes that he lived in previously. So there's a good possibility that BTK will be charged with 2 more. So his daughter, she has gone to see him. She went a couple of times just to try and get him to talk about more cases that she believes and law enforcement thinks that he could be involved in. And he wouldn't talk. And she just said he was like a mess. She's on Twitter all the time. So, yeah, she said, she gave the date of when he was arrested. And she'd said, Carrie, how'd she put that? Basically, I was this person until my dad did that. And then I just turned into like BTK's daughter. And it's like, whoa. But she's doing a lot of work trying to get him to like talk, like, but yeah, she said he was like emancipated.
Well, I can't say I feel bad for him, but I do feel bad for her. It's like whenever he went to prison, she lost her identity as like a person.
Absolutely. When someone goes to talk about her, they don't say Carrie. They don't talk about all of the things, all of her accomplishments she's a very smart woman. And she has done amazing, amazing things for a bunch of different cases. She's basically, I think something in her maybe wants to try and make up for the bad that he has done.
But that's not her fault, and she shouldn't have to do that. But I can see why she wants to. But I feel bad for her. I mean, because you're right.
Absolutely.
Her father tainted all of their lives.
Everything. Yeah, everything. And she's on Twitter all the time. I follow her. And yeah, she is doing her best. And he knows that. He is perfectly aware that she wants to give this information to the cops. She's not playing games with them. She's just like, come on, Dad. Like, I haven't seen you for like 18 years. Let's just do this and get it over and done with. 18 years. She hasn't talked to him. Imagine how that first meeting went. How uncomfortable that would be. So I don't know.
I would never go see him, to be honest.
Well, again, I think in her mind, I mean, I can't speak for her, but I just think that she is trying to pay back society the best she can.
Right. But that's not her debt to repay. But I completely understand. It's like noble, but like, come on, like, and no one should hold it against her.
And she's brilliant. Like, she's got doctorates and like, she's a very, very brilliant young lady. And I just think when you've been damaged by this type of thing, it's going to stay there. You're not going to, it's not going to go away. You know, it's going to start to frame who you are as a person.
I would just hate for that to also, like, if she has children herself, you know, I would hate for that to also just keep.
She's never had kids, and
You
I'm not
know,
sure
like, I
what
would
the
hate for
reason
that to
is.
overshadow, like, future generations. Like, if that's what your parent was, that's not on them either, you know?
No, but, you know, I can definitely see, where someone just I mean, the reason I do this, and I mean, it's, like, such a you can't even compare it, but I'm gonna use it kind of as an example. The reason I'm so passionate about this is because of the things that have happened to me through my life.
Right.
And I don't even like to think for 2 seconds that somebody else might be going through the same thing.
Mhm.
So it's if I can get one person just to kind of realize it's not them,
Yeah.
you know, if just one person, I mean, I definitely can't change the world, but it has sure turned me into the person that I am. And now that I've started doing this, it's not a hobby, it's a passion. You know how I go, I don't stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it is right. Like, I mean, you can't change the world, but, like, if you can help one person or,
oh my God.
you know,
Yeah.
just in the littlest way, that's, like, golden.
That's kind of how I see it, you know? And if in some way any of my stories or any of these stories can save a person, I'm happy. I'm happy. It's just from trauma. That's all. It starts to frame you, and instead of being an attacker, I went the other way and have decided that I don't want anybody to feel like that. It was gross. I guess that's the best way I can put it. It was really gross. So, yeah, I mean, I've got a soft spot for those early teens because I know all the changes, obviously, that happen and how everything happens and how badly you need parents.
Yeah. When you're a
Mhm.
teenager, it's so fun. Like, you think you know everything, but you know absolutely nothing about life. Like,
No, you just haven't yet. You know, you have to go through things sadly to
yeah.
learn, and it is experience. My son and I have that discussion a lot, book smart versus learning from life.
Mhm.
And it's pretty interesting, that debate that a person can get into.
I think you learn more from life than,
Mhm.
you know, it's
Mhm.
experience. That's how they didn't have books way at the start of time. They learned
No.
through doing and watching other people go through experiences or learning from mistakes, and
Oh,
this is how we
absolutely.
become the way we
I
become.
have lost everything I have owned twice. Everything, including very important treasures. But just the way that happened, I ended up losing everything 2 times, and you start over. When hubby and I got together, he had a holiday trailer, I had a motor home, and both had clothes. That was it. So, I mean, in the 12, 13 years that we've been together, we've settled, bought a home, done, yeah. So you start to settle in life a little bit. And now if I want to give back a little bit. I don't have the book smart, but I have a tremendous amount of life experience. I know. Remember that day, Mexi, you were like, okay, well, you didn't have this. And I'm like, well, yeah, And you're like, oh my God. Yeah.
Oh,
So let's get
my
back at
dog
this.
is feeling really woo-wooey today.
Oh.
He keeps woo-wooing and something.
Woo-woo.
Yeah, that there it is. Did you hear it?
No. Wow. Okay, well, let's talk about these guys again. So Burke's resignation coincided with his arrest for attacking the person that stole his toys and stash of pee. For years, Burke conspired with other officials to cover up the attack, all while sabotaging the investigation into the deleting of multiple workers whose remains were found dumped on and around Gilgo Beach. Between 2010 and 2011, police found at least 10 sets of human remains discarded along Long Island's South Shore. So this is the thing. Burke actively stalled the investigation and blocked the FBI from offering their assistance in what many claimed was a calculated attempt to conceal the corrupt culture he was harboring within the Suffolk County ranks, in addition to hiding his proclivities and patronizing workers and taking hard substances. A breakthrough did not come in the Gilgo probe until last month, almost 8 years after Burke's dismissal, when the 59-year-old Long Island local resident Heuerman was arrested and charged in connection with 3 of the deleting and named as the prime suspect in the 4th.
I don't know, JJ, because I know a snuff film to be an
Bye-bye.
unflagging caught on tape, right? But
That's what I thought too.
I thought it was him doing things roughly with another person. He just filmed himself. I thought that's
Oh yeah,
like just a video.
that's definitely going around. And there was that rumor going around. That absolutely was going around, but I have not found anything as of yet. I can't say it's fact. Right now, I just have to say it's kind of like you say, like a rumor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's true. Like sometimes it's hard deciphering the truth from the BS.
I'll just like go with what I know to be fact is it was a naughty film. Bad.
Yeah.
Bad film.
And more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than one. I mean, maybe he had different taste Tuesdays than he did Wednesdays. It's
I prefer tacos on Tuesday and then wings on Wednesday. So
yes,
we're talking
I'm
about
down.
like a different class of human. I don't understand.
Oh my goodness. I just can't believe. I mean, I believe it. I just find it very disturbing. The 2 people are hunting. James Burke was doing it one way, and Rex Heuermann was doing it another. That's the thing. I think that as far as hunting went and getting what he wants, I don't think that Burke went past the girls he was associating with. As far as I know, I have not heard anybody else come up and say, okay, well, when he was doing his thing. But with that said, I think they should probably look into it a little bit. Different ways, they're on the ocean.
Did you ever see that interview with
I'm sorry.
Dingleberry.
I'm sorry, I seen that and it was like, oh. What were you gonna say, friend?
No, because it says Officer. Isn't there like a movie where there's like an Officer Dingleberry or something?
Officer Dingleberry. You know me in
Die
movies.
laughing. What was I saying? Oh, there was an interview with Shannan's mom where she was looking through Shannan's, I guess you would say like little black book that she had.
Yeah.
Where she named a lot of her contacts, her customers with phone numbers and stuff.
Yes.
I'd really want, like, I mean, I know the cops probably want to look at that too if they haven't already, but they should.
So that little black book, was it found?
Shannan's mom had it in an interview. She was looking at it. I mean, it's not, I call it a little black book. It wasn't a little black book. It was like a notebook that she had. I'd be interested in knowing whose names were in there, because Shannan's mom did say that there were prominent people on there.
Yep, absolutely. And do you know what? There's Leanne that gave the interview. Same damn thing. She's like, I can't tell you the names, but I'm lots of cops and lots of others. So it's like, oh boy,
dirty rats. Bunch of dirty rats on Long Island.
I am trying to get it where I can put lettering on the merch, but I'm not figuring. I haven't quite figured it out yet because I wanted to do all those different, all the different one-liners or whatever we were gonna put. Yeah, I want to be able to do that. You know, get a picture of what's his name and put, yeah, and just or Jameis. Oh my goodness,
I got heart palpitations.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, yeah. I ended up getting in trouble for showing that. That's why I haven't done it. They slapped my hand. So let's go here. In fact, he said it was the inter-department corruption that allowed Burke to climb the ranks in the first place. Prior to his promotion to chief, he was caught having fun in his patrol car with a worker and convicted substance dealer who was using, oh my God.
Wait, this happened before he became...
This is before. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, this shit happened. Oh boy,
he was caught doing it. Like, he was caught in the act, and you're like, you would be a great chief.
Yes, see, this is the thing. Like, what? What? Oh my God. Oh, what? So he also has close ties to another worker who was running a brothel out of her hair salon in St. James. Dating back to the 1990s, the Madam Heather Malone used a beeper to communicate with her customers and a device registered to Burke's home address.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Oh my word. Oh, right, Marge?
Oh,
this is the thing.
This is the thing, friend. Huh? This is gonna be good.
Oh my
I swear they have something else on this dude.
Oh my goodness. Dirk Diggler. Oh my. I would love to know what Burke knows. So, since he joined the Gilgo case in 2011, so this is Shannan Gilberts, the lawyer, the family lawyer. Ray said he has received numerous reports and tips about Burke from those who knew him, worked with him, and shared transactional relationships with him. In 2016, a 30-year-old worker who identified herself only as Leanna. This is what I watched last night. And this is what I put out as a video yesterday, was this interview, or I guess you'd call it a press conference. So check that out. So Leanna came forward to claim that 5 years prior, Burke had paid her for some fun and a snow-fueled house party in Oak Beach. This is the thing. Where is that house? We know it faces the beach, but past that, I'm not finding it yet.
Money that it was Brewer's house.
Pardon me?
Money on that it was Brewer's house. I'm placing a bet that it was.
But isn't he at Gilgo Beach? He's in Gilgo Beach, not Ocean Beach.
Oak Beach, you mean? That is Oak Beach, where they're at.
There's two. There's one's Oak Beach and one is Gilgo Beach. And didn't he live in Gilgo Beach?
It's Oak Beach where Shannan disappeared.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's where Brewer lives.
Yeah, the other girls were on the other side by Gilgo Beach, right? Maybe I'm just being confused.
Like, are you saying like where the girls were found? Yes,
yeah,
they were on
those
Gilgo
girls.
Beach, but Shannan, where she was partying at, was Oak Beach.
Oak Beach. Okay, 100%. I understand now. So Brewer's house. It just makes sense. A lot of that makes sense. Or do you think that it could have been Dr. DeFib?
Also a possibility.
I mean, I am just wanting to dig on the fact that it's really sounding like those two knew each other.
I just know that Brewer
in a big way.
He had the beachfront home.
He did. But didn't Dr. DeFib too? Wasn't he?
He was like down a road. He wasn't like beachside. He was like on the other side of the road. So it's like not considered oceanfront. It's like
okay. Yeah. Well, that would probably be a really good guesstimate, right?
Yeah.
What the hell was happening out there? You know, you hear crooked cops all the time, but the fact that this was stalled for as long as it was due to just one person, yeah.
Due to Burke not wanting people to come around.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they can get him on impeding the investigation because...
Well, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
The FBI was like chomping at the bit to like get involved. Like they were like, please let us. Please let us know.
Oh my goodness. So let's see here. Ray, so this is the lawyer, represented Leanne, who claimed to have seen Burke pull another woman by her hair to the ground during a soiree. So yeah, that's what I was talking about a little earlier. Burke then solicited Leanne and they went into the bathroom. Recounting the incident, she wrote in a statement, "We attempted to hook up in the bathroom, but Jimmy Burke was unable to consummate that act." That made him extremely angry, and he insisted upon OS, which was given. He then called me a whore. Ray told the U.S. Sun that Burke forcefully engaged with Leanne, in her own words. After Burke suffered performance issues for a second time, he became extremely aggressive. It was so aggressive that my eyes teared, not from crying, she said, but from gag reflexes. Describing the experience and the dehumanizing, Leanne and Burke then threw $300 at her. She said that was the first time anyone had given her money for hooking up. So curiously,
like
always disgusting.
And I was kind of giggling there because this issue, the Sun I just like their wording of how they describe
Yeah.
his lack of.
Oh yeah, you gotta like it. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
kind of silly. But man, this
absolutely.
dude is an absolute pig.
Just total pig. Yeah. Yeah. Was Dr. Defib married?
I don't. He is married, isn't he? But I don't know
If he was then?
if he was then. I think he is married. I thought I read somewhere that had a wife, and that he lived in Florida. Does he live in Florida now?
I know he moved, and yeah, I can't remember the exact location, but I'm kind of going with you. I think I remember seeing something about him moving with his wife. I bet you could see the sea from the doctor's house. Ooh. Right, James? That's creepy as F.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is at these parties? Well, that's it. More cops. You know, all of they're protected. Look what the chief is doing. So can you imagine how many? And I don't know, by the sounds of it, they're saying that it was kind of people with higher established jobs than the average Joe.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot more control than the average person.
Brewer, that guy Brewer, he was a psychiatrist.
So if that's the right guy, I still don't know. Do you think that was him that we looked at?
Well, I don't know about that little statement of him being married to another guy.
But you
or
do
not,
think
but I do know, like, I had read somewhere else that he was like a psychologist or a psychiatrist or something like that.
Okay. That's scary AF. Yeah, that's who I want to fix me. Oh my. I had a pop today. Damn, that was good. Okay, well, let's take a look here, friend. So, dehumanizing. Curiously, Leanne also claimed to have seen Joseph Brewer at that party, who was the last person to enlist the services of Shannan Gilberts. Yeah. Gilbert would be found deceased in an Oak Beach marsh several months after the party in December 2011. Police ruled she had passed from exposure, but her family believes she was deleted. Yeah. You pig. You disgusting little pig. And rest in peace. I wonder if he had a type. I'd like to know. I'd like to know because the one that they were talking about in some of those articles, she had a problem with substances in a big way. And I think she was a worker. So I don't know. So Ray said that during Leanne's second encounter, Burke had grabbed her neck in an act of aggression. He said a second worker shared a similar story of being grabbed around the neck by Burke in a similar encounter. Others have told him that Burke often indulged in the use of hard illicits, including, yuck. Oh, and enjoyed cross-dressing. What? What?
That's fun.
What? Much of Burke's sordid activities came to light after his arrest in 2015 for the attack on Christopher Loeb, an addict who stole a bag of toys and pee from the police chief's car back in 2012. Like, can you imagine just being like you're just a little thug, young, stupid, and for whatever reason, you get the nards to go in there and You open up the trunk and you grab it and you know, get home, you zip that thing open
You're like,
and
what?
it's like, what? Oh my God. There's shock.
I'd be really disappointed with that score. But B, amazing.
Oh,
Just amazing.
oh guys. So look at this is interesting. During an appearance on Discovery's Unraveled podcast back in 2021, Loeb claimed Burke's bag contained some incriminating evidence, including a DVD of a snuff film. Boom. Which is, as we know, depicting a real unaliving. So there's that. I put it in for about 2 minutes. I saw a guy with a mask doing something to a girl worker, tied behind her back, makeup running down the back, scared, terrified. I am not reading directly. I can't because YouTube would go, yeah, well, you can go home now.
Whoa, it was a snuff film? Sorry, I was watching gymnastics.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Wow.
A DVD of a snuff film, which is, and then they describe what it is.
Let me just read that.
Do you want me to bump it up? Or is that good?
Some incriminating evidence, including DVDs. No.
Right?
And why is... Oh my God. Okay. Wow. It's not a rumor, James. It is not a rumor. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But that's creepy.
Yeah, that really is. That really is. That is seems to be what was found. I put it on for 2 minutes. I saw the guy in the mask. Loeb also alleged to have seen images of young boys on the tape. His claims have never been verified.
How? What? Where's that? Why? How have they not?
Yeah. Like, look at this guy. What?
Yeah.
Bad. He's bad. Tracked down by Suffolk County police investigators months later, handcuffed to the floor in an interrogation room and violently battered by Burke. That was what he got for taking that. Get dirty buggers. Yeah. So let's see here. He was tracked down. Burke, then in charge of 2,500 officers, allegedly threatened to delete him before, and junior officer, stepped in to stop him. The police chief spent the next 3 years conspiring to cover up the scandal before he was arrested in 2015, sentenced to 46 months in the Hooskow. Ex-district attorney Thomas Spada and Christopher McPartland, the former chief and anti-corruption bureau, were also jailed for their roles in helping Burke cover up this attack. So why would they do that?
Because he probably had something on them.
Right?
There's no other reason to do that than...
Yep, your tracks. Oh, that door's still open. That's what's happening in my house again. So Alex Linkletter is the host of a podcast, told Rolling Stone in 2021 that during her investigation to the Suffolk County PD, she uncovered a series of disturbing allegations against Burke acting violently towards workers. We also talked to several people who talked about Burke's proclivities, and almost every time with him, it was intertwined with
violence.
Yeah. We heard he had broke a worker's arm. We heard he choked a stripper in a club. Every time we learned of an encounter, there was violence involved. Take that for what it is. But if you have this man in charge of police department, it's just a recipe for total chaos as far as enforcing the law is concerned.
That's
Really?
putting it lightly, you know,
Right?
because he shouldn't even be in charge. He shouldn't be anywhere near any sort of
Anybody.
authority kind of position. The dude needs to be put into a cell.
Oh, in the worst way. Like what is going on?
Castration
Oh.
would be the answer to this, guys. Oh man.
He's just bad. Oh my goodness. So let's see here. Ray likened Burke to Heuerman, insisting the two men were cut from the same deviant cloth. Heuerman is also reported to have had that type of history with workers and had been searching for attacking type P and images of SA with children. In an interview with Newsday earlier this week, Suffolk Sheriff Aaron Tolan Jr. revealed his investigators have interviewed a number of workers hired by Heuerman in the past. Tolan said that some of the women became concerned for their safety during their encounters with the 6'4", 240-pound architect. They described his behavior as violent and aggressive. So Ray believes the full extent of Burke's seemingly double life and corruption is yet to be realized. He believes Burke to be rigorously re-examined by the independent, preferably federal law enforcement agency, particularly in connection with the remaining unsolved deletings in Gilgo.
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I could agree with that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they've never had involvement as far as I know. I wonder why they haven't just taken it over regardless or gotten themselves involved regardless. It's interesting.
I mean, I think they are involved now.
Are they involved now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Once he
that makes total
out
sense.
and arrested, then the FBI had come in.
Okay, perfect. I probably should have known that, and I probably did yesterday.
You do know it. You do know that. It's just,
yeah, gotta love it. You see, the good thing about that is I can also get really excited about things twice.
I know. I know, it is kind of cute. Sometimes you're like, no way. And I was like, yeah,
we've talked about that. Fibro fog is a biatch. It is. And that's what it's called. It's when it's just not working properly. It's just not. You don't process, you don't remember, you just kind of do your absolute best at that moment. But yeah, it's kind of fun having good news twice.
I know I get excited too. I'm just like, yeah, I know.
Yay! Yeah, it wasn't long ago, and you're like, Frankie, really? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, well, with the Haskett guy, you know? And I was like, Frankie, we talked about this. She's like, oh.
Yeah, and then you started explaining, and it was like, oh, okay. Gotcha. Someone would look at my little office here, and I understand it. Yeah.
You're too good, man. You're too awesome.
Oh, much appreciated. Appreciate you
It's
and
sincerely
the
a pleasure.
mods. Like, we're just very fortunate to have like the absolute best people.
Yeah.
I just
Hanging
love it.
around. I love
Oh,
it.
for sure. So if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that bell for notifications. And that thumb means so
Ah.
much.
Subscribe, share, become part of the fam. You get good info here, even in chat. James always has fun facts. Perry's always on point.
Oh, absolutely.
Just
I mean,
a
dandy.
good time.
Yeah. And
Oh,
it's light. It's not we do try to make a really kind of nasty situations. We try to make it not such a disgusting
speaking
experience as
of
we're
the devil, Dandy.
Mm.
Happy birthday to your little munchkin. They're having a little birthday party today.
Yes, they are.
Happy birthday.
I sent her a happy birthday at like, I don't know, 5 o'clock this morning.
Her little
Happy
kid
birthday,
is the
little
cutest.
man. Oh my
So cute.
God. So cute. Like there's that one picture, I sent it to Darlene and I was like, and she's like, oh my God, those eyes. And I'm not one that really like, don't really have the desire. I mean, maybe if I was a grandma or something, but yeah. But this little kid, he just wins.
Yeah.
As soon as you look at that face, it's like,
yeah, Dandy. She's the state that she lives in. She's very privileged. There's a lot of like festivals and like things that go on there. And she sent me a video of this little guy like dancing. I just love him so
my
much.
God. And getting the autograph.
Yes.
Oh my God. I know. Just a sweetheart.
Happy birthday, little boy.
Happy birthday, little man. I hope you're enjoying that one gift. I don't know.
I know. I don't want to spoil it either. I got a picture. I was like, you need to take video as soon.
Yes.
As he gets away.
Dandy is a diamond.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And Shauna, we miss and love her too.
Yes, absolutely.
She's busy with family stuff, so we get to see her periodically, but busy lady, busy.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Just gonna see where a victim was deleted between 5 to 10 years earlier and suffered severe trauma to their skull, possibly from a gunshot wound. I do think Burke is worth another look around completely, said Ray. We have deleted young Asian male whose remains were found in such bad shape because, unlike the others, he was shot apparently several times. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Me either.
I knew the trauma. Did I know that? No. I'm going to say no because I didn't register that.
Yeah. Well, there's a little morsel.
Interesting.
What the hell? Yeah.
Let me pull up my map. I want to see if that's actually a note on there.
Rex Heuermann had lots of those, so he could have used one if he wasn't a leader, but we don't know that. Just speculation. But another person who would have guns is a cop.
Yup.
There's the Asian male.
You know, although I do still think about like a plaguing question. Good night, James.
Night, James. Thanks for being here, friend.
That I have about Rex is why did he have so many freaking guns?
That's a really good question. Really good question. They just say he was a connoisseur of guns. I don't know.
Okay. You know, I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah, his thing, I guess. Wasn't that a little interesting? I never knew that either.
So the unknown male on Gilgo Beach had head trauma and He was shot?
That's what they're saying multiple times.
Huh.
Yeah. So Ray continued, it's a disputable point at this point that Burke frustrated the investigation of Shannan Gilbert and the Gilgo Beach deleting, which itself warrants another look. It depends what kind of weapon was used, but perhaps it could have been an assassination of this young fellow by a cop. With Burke, there's always been speculation, and that speculation needs to be looked at more carefully. All of the victims, the other victims, none of them had a bullet. This is the only one. Unreal. I had no idea.
I had no idea either. And that is kind of different. It gives like a different sort of
sway on things. It does.
Possible storyline on him. Like someone encountering him, not knowing that he was possibly not female, and then just losing it.
Who do we know for sure has a proclivity to males? And it sounds like they're saying
like Burke
that
does.
And they're saying he was cross-dressing.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
So what that does is makes me wonder about Peaches. Because Peaches' baby was kind of closer to that area. And I haven't heard yet if she was in any kind of burlap or cloth or
wrapped in a blanket, I believe it was said.
Wrapped in a blanket?
Yeah. And that one's just interesting to me because I also wonder why anybody would do that. Like, why would you separate a mother and a child like that? Unless you were doing it on purpose. Like there was something to that also, like some sort of satisfaction from that as well.
Well, we don't know how either of them passed.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know any of that, and we might not ever know.
Well, we know Peaches was violent. I mean, obviously it was violent.
But we don't know about the baby, if it was just left or if there is going to be like some kind of wound that they will know that they'll have.
Also, that area, I mean, depending on what, like, when that was, that would be an area that, like, if it was like the kind of like the middle of the day, and if it was like a little bit on like survivable conditions, if that child was alive, I think somebody would have heard, because that is still kind of like a beach kind of area where people hang out.
Right. Do they hang out in these spots though?
Well, let me go.
I'd love to know that. Because it's overgrown. It doesn't seem to have the nice.
Took a poof. Let's go this way.
Did you want to put the map up?
No, not necessarily. I was just kind of looking at the area.
Okay.
I mean, they would be kind of like on the other side, directly on the other side, because there's like an overlook beach thing. Right on the other side from where the toddler would have been.
So how were these missed? You know, how were they missed? If there's all these people out there, how was nobody finding these?
Well, let me go on the other side.
Because you'd think if it was like in a beached area, but
no, they wouldn't. You're right. They wouldn't have. No one would have heard, not in a car.
Okay.
But now that they have that path there, you know how they built that bike path?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
does it go
like,
all the way down to Oak Beach?
Yeah. You want to see what it looks like?
Sure. All righty. You're the boss woman.
So right around here where Valerie Mack and the toddler would have been. Peach's child.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just kind of back out a little. They wouldn't have. You can see the area. People really wouldn't be hanging out on this side. Although, like right across, there's like
right. So there's really no reason for anybody to go over there when they got that beautiful beach on the other side. So, I was watching. This foliage is higher than a person. I was watching them. So in personal opinion, they were hauled in there and put side by side. But now with these ladies up here, I think that there's a 50-50 chance.
So apparently, from my understanding, there's like a dip here.
Okay.
And
now, is this all along the highway, or
this is just this little section where the Gilbo 4 were, this little part right here.
Okay.
So I guess there's like a little dip right here, something they were found right on the other, like all of them were right on the other side of that little dip.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if there's no reason for people to go there other than, I mean, no one's going to even stop to go to the bathroom or anything right there.
No. And this, I don't believe that this bike trail here was there.
I don't think so.
Back then. I think this is new because I know that these railings weren't there.
Well, and when you see them, the road is definitely not the same because the cops are pulling like right kind of over.
Yeah, exactly. In those videos that we've seen, like they're always just kind of getting. So that this is new. Whatever this is new.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, have they put up any kind of lighting yet? I wonder.
I think we've seen a couple of what looked to be like light poles around, but they were closer. I think they were on the other side.
Shannan Gilbert is so different than the rest of them.
Yeah. And I actually haven't pinned Shannan yet. But this is the doctor's house.
Yep. And then
she was somewhere in here.
Show her Joseph Brewer's house is from there.
Joseph Brewer's house is, let me see. She ran. She would have been over here. Where's Joseph? It's this one right here, I believe.
Would they call that beachfront?
Pretty close to it. I mean, there's nothing in front of them other than the.
I think the houses next down are kind of beachfront.
This one right? Is it? I think it's this one actually. It's this one.
Well, the one that he was living in was kind of beat up.
Let me see if I can get down there because I'm pretty sure it's blocked out.
They have blocked it out.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you know exactly which one it is. Boom. Boom.
Yep.
So I don't call that beach.
No, it's that beachfront. Beachfront would be like these guys right here.
That's what I think.
But I mean, there is nothing in front of them, but.
But let's go back over there and see Dr. Defib. He's not oceanfront.
These all right here are.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, if she was running this direction, you think she was it? Do you know if she was here before?
No, she wasn't. She didn't know that place.
That was her
at
first
all.
time there.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Mhm.
then she couldn't have been like running to like another home possibly that she knew.
Right.
And she stopped at this person's house too, right here. And knocked on the door, and the lady wouldn't let her in.
Is that the lady's house? Okay, I
Yeah.
thought the lady was okay.
No, because the guy, the first guy, I think is this one.
Well, hey, Dave. Good to see you, friend.
Hi, Dave.
Good to see you. Second row. So, one of those beachfront properties is no good. No good people used to live there.
It sounds like there's a few not good people that live in this little area.
Oh, it's spooky. Like, it's spooky.
Because I don't understand why. I know that like people say that the doctor just liked inserting himself into things, but I don't believe that. I don't. Why would he call? How did he get that info? Why wouldn't he said he
Right?
got it from Pac, but why wouldn't Pac
Exactly.
mention that?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he
Why
got it
would
from
he do
Pax.
that? How I can't even. His story makes no sense to me, Michael.
Well, it doesn't. It really doesn't. You know, we know now that there's a connection between Dr. Defib and James Brewer. I'm going to say allegedly just so.
Yeah.
Just so. But
and Burke and Brewer.
And Burke and Brewer. The three of them. So somebody else out there has to can you just run a records check on the whole damn place?
Right.
Can I? Wanna.
Just the fact that I think even the doctor was also like the president of whatever this community is called, the association. He was like the president or something. And he was in charge of the cameras.
Yeah.
There's cameras all around here, guys. Like if on the roads, there's cameras.
Yeah.
Shannan would have been caught running down the street. You would have seen what house she went to. All of this. And all that video gone. Just
right.
Deleted.
Oh my God. Yeah, something's definitely wrong. There's been some bad people in that area. Some shite has gone down. And all that Leanne said in that press conference was that it was an oceanfront property. She said that she could probably take them there. She'd have to go.
There's not a whole bunch of houses there now. So, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to remember.
Yeah, super dark at night there. Look at that water changing depths.
It's creepy. It looks like a what's that chicken claw thing? What are chickens' feet called? Chicken feet? That's what it looks like. I don't know. I'm trying to creep myself out. I'm looking at it.
I'm going to bring up. Maybe keep that screen around. I'm just going to get on to the next. I don't think that's the one. And we've been there. So this one here is kind of a look at pizza crust burner phones and his wife's hair. So he has had to give his DNA, even though he was fighting it, of course. Let's see, why did I... Alleged internet searches would certainly seem to suggest so. Over the past year, between March 2022 and June 2023, the suspected Gilgo Beach SK, Richard Heuerman, repeatedly looked online for updates in the investigation, police are saying. He searched for details about the victims and their families. He Googled the use of new phone technology in the case and looked for podcasts and documents about the deleting. He even took a keen interest in a newly launched task force headed up by the newly appointed Suffolk County Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison that was actively hunting for him. For up to 16 years, police had gotten away with, police say he had gotten away with brutally deleting young women and dumping them along the shores of Gilgo Beach, Long Island. After one was found, after a body lay undiscovered, he added more victims to his list, the prosecutors allege. In late 2010, a search for another missing woman, that would be Shannan Gilberts, led the authorities to the grim discovery. But the suspect's time was still not up. More than a decade, he continued to go about his day. It's just disgusting. To work on his architecture firm in Manhattan and coming to his wife and 2 children. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Like, are you just kidding me now? Are they nice? Yeah, they look at like beautiful white sand.
Have you been to this area specifically?
It's an odd place. That is kind of the idea that's the picture I'm getting in my head.
Culty.
Yeah, just, do you know what I should do? Is do a criminal records check on petties in the area.
Haven't we tried to do that?
I haven't.
I don't know if I did a records check or I just like looked up. I don't know what I looked up specifically. I looked up something at the association, like how many criminals were in there, I think. But it just gave me everybody in the area.
Yeah, that's what happened when I was looking up a few of them. I've got like a whole bunch of like pictures of disgusting men. Cape Cod, snooty but weird social crowd. I have absolutely no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, kind of a money spot, isn't it, Dave? So let's see here. So he even searched things like, why could law enforcement not trace calls back to the Long Island SK? Why hasn't Long Island SK been caught? Was he looking over his shoulder? Did he have an inkling that he was under surveillance? Pizzagate it talks about.
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate. This is just him getting picked up. Okay, why am I having no volume? It says volume clear. Get that bad guy.
Pretty sure that was FBI.
They just, oh, they just circle him, eh? Yeah. I mean, they've got him for 3. He's not going anywhere ever. Let's just hope that now, because they got the time to go through things properly now. They've got him. And let's just hope that, and I mean, I have no doubt that this man is looking really, really deep at James, the disgusting boy. He's just gross. He's just gross. So what led them to the suspected deleter was laid out in court documents as prosecutors asked the judge to deny him bail. I think this is awesome. It consisted of a pimp's tip about his pickup truck, a stash of burner phones, really nasty online searches, phone calls taunting victims' families, his wife's hair, and the pizza crust. There was also the sighting of his truck.
I want to see that pizza crust in the courtroom.
And me too.
I just see it.
Oh, goodness. So the task force was assembled January 2022, and it really did not take them long to start getting enough information together to start watching Rex Heuermann. Now, this guy had told the officials about the green Chevrolet Avalanche, telling them he didn't know the man's name, but you might want to look at him. March 2022, a registration search showed that local man, Mr. Heuermann, owned a first-generation model of the truck at the time of Costello's. This is, Amber Costello's case. So he did have that truck when she disappeared. Also matched the witness's description of the man, believed to be the deleter, a large, white, ogre-like male in his mid-40s, 6'4" to 6'6", tall, with bushy hair and big oval-style 1970 type eyeglasses.
That's very, very specific. That man, like that guy, like was like imprinted into his brain, I guess.
You'd have to think so when
Like, that's how
you see a person that big and he was kind of aggressive. You're going to remember that person. It's not like it was just somebody walked in, walked out. You know, he actually interacted with him a little bit and said that he looked like terrifying. Yeah. And then I hope we find out one day the mystery of how he got Amber to go with him without her identification, without her phone.
I think was just like a theory that she thought that whatever transaction was going to take place was going to happen right there. Like
that's, yeah.
In that truck a block away.
Yeah.
And as soon as she got in the vehicle, she was done.
Done for.
Yeah.
Wow. So we know from there's been all types of sleuths working on it, which I personally think is great, as long as they're keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think we're going to find more. And I think we might find more from both of them. In the years after the deleting, Mr. Heuermann allegedly continued to slip up in his use of technology as he allegedly continued to use burner phones to elicit workers right up until his arrest. His poor wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where he was looking for all of that disgusting stuff. Hogtied. I don't even want to say it. And then, yeah, we've got his wife's hair there. So, I mean, I think he's toast.
I can't imagine that him and his wife communicated very much, or even it sounds like he spent a lot of time doing other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Almost that relationship where you do your thing, I'll do mine. And
yeah, and I think his first wife, his ex-wife, I think one of the things she mentioned when she was divorcing him was that he was never present. He was never around.
Yeah, never around. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. They're going to sink his battleship.
Curious to see what else they'll find.
I don't know what I did there. What did I do there, Mexi?
I'm not sure because, like, for a second, like, you disappeared, and I was like, "Why am I the only one on the screen?"
Yeah, and then you were gone.
Well, yeah, because I went and refreshed my StreamYard, and I was like, "Oops."
Oh. Well, we'll take a quick look at this,
I like
and
this
then
guy's style.
Is what?
His style. This attorney, Shannan's attorney.
Yeah, yeah, he's like a bulldog, isn't he?
Yeah. Look at that loser.
Yeah.
The stupid stash. What is that? A caterpillar? I don't even know.
So the 58-year-old is accused of pulling down his pants, displaying and manipulating as Peter, and telling the undercover ranger, "I like." Yeah, I like eating Peters.
I like
Pickles.
that sausage.
Yeah, yeah, I like sausage.
Daddy, I have some sausage.
What?
I like some sausage.
Oh my God. So his arrest became part of a local sting operation to crack down on public displays in the area, activities, and is the latest of a long list of scandals involving the disgraced cop. So they're saying that Burke had that position for 3 tumultuous years that culminated in his resignation and arrest after the beating in 2015. After the young man found his bag of toys, possible snuff, and pee. He is widely been blamed for botching and hindering the high-profile investigation into the deleting of multiple workers who were found along Gilgo Beach.
I agree. He should be blamed for botching and hindering the freaking
Right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, he's just not a winner, Dave. He's just not a winner.
Now, did they end up revamping that whole entire police force?
I do believe they did. I
Good,
think
because I think a lot of people should have gone, because the fact that they just kind of like stood by and let that happen is
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wonder how it goes if it's under intimidation by your boss. I don't know how that works. Does that mean like you tell us our story or we arrest you type situation maybe?
you get fired. But I mean, like, people, like, they take an oath, right, to protect and serve and do the right thing. You're supposed to do the greater for the greater good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll lose my job for this. Like, I don't care. What else are you gonna do? Like, I'm gonna fight you. Like,
yeah, exactly. So John Ray, who represents 2 of the other victims, Shannan Gilbert and Jessica Taylor, is now urging police to rigorously investigate Burke for any potential ties to the remaining unsolved deleting. Burke has never been formally accused or charged with any of the crimes related to the Gilgo investigation. Oh boy. But citing Burke's history of violence and other scandals, Ray told The Sun a particular focus should be geared towards the death of the still unidentified male known as John Doe 8, whose skeletal remains were found along Ocean Parkway, April 2011. The victim was dressed in women's clothing and is believed to have died between 5 and 10 years earlier and suffered, this is what suffered severe trauma to their skull, possibly from gunshot wounds. I think that Burke is absolutely someone that should be looked at again.
Yeah.
And it is. That's a totally different scenario than the rest of them. So he stands out a lot. And so does Shannan. It's indisputed at this point that Burke frustrated the investigation of Shannan Gilbert of the Gilgo Beach killings, which itself warrants another look. Well said. It depends on what kind of weapon was used, but perhaps it could have been by a young fellow, by a cop. With Burke, there's always been speculation, and that speculation needs to be looked at more carefully. All of the other victims, none of them had a bullet. This is the only one. The Suffolk County Police Department Sheriff's Office has been contacted for comment. Burke's lawyer, in his previous case, passed away, so it's unclear if he has a lawyer to speak on his behalf regarding his arrest and claims made to the son. According to Ray, Burke has a long-standing relationship with at least 2 workers on Long Island and also has a history of substance use, cross-dressing, and violence. His exploits first came to the fore in 2015 after he was arrested for the attack on Christopher Loeb, the age addict who stole that sex toy. Oop, damn! That toy bag. So they want to have a good look. They want them to look at this guy again. And I agree, 1000%. Burke has been proving himself to be, well, he has a proclivity to males as well, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Absolutely. No formal investigation that I'm aware of. I haven't seen anything, and I haven't seen any documents as of yet that would have it showing that maybe they're taking a look. But I would imagine they're pretty secretive about what they're doing right now all the way across the board. There's lots of questions.
Yep. Hopefully we'll start getting some now that he's been arrested.
Another charge, another appearance. And I still don't know if he's in the Hooskow still or if they've let him out. I don't know.
Where is Berkey?
Yeah, where is Berkey? Clink, 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 clink.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's funny. I think he's out. Is he out?
Pickle Park.
Pickle Park. What the hell? No, he should get charged just on that alone. Like it's a vet's memorial now being called Pickle Park.
You have a good night, Marge. Have you read this article? Have you seen this?
Oh my goodness.
It's from a couple of hours ago.
Hey, it was great having you, Marge. See you next time, friend.
We have to look at this.
Pickle Park.
Oh man.
Let me know and I'll watch for it.
I just sent it to like the
You didn't want to put it
StreamYard-
up?
the StreamYard chat. If you want to put it up.
Let's see here. Pickle Park. Like, oh my God. Pickle Park. Daily Mail in the description. Disgraced ex-Gilgo Beach cop named James Burke was caught in coordinated sting by undercover cops in a well-known gay cruising area named Pickle Park.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh my God. Oh my God, Pickle Park.
I just love that.
So yeah, he was arrested on Tuesday for offering stuff to an undercover park ranger. Now, this is a Vietnam Veterans Memorial, now being called Pickle Park.
You all should be
Well, no.
ashamed of yourselves. This is America, dude. What do you expect? This is what happens, okay?
No.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America. Oh, seriously. Horrible storms in Michigan. We are just Pickle Park. Oh, Michigan. Pickle Park. So we'll just finish this up real fast and we'll call it a show. So, once Suffolk County's highest ranking cop, Burke was less than 10 miles from Smithtown home in a rental car in Rhode Island plates, or with Rhode Island plates, when he was picked up by authorities in the area of Bald Hill and North Ocean Avenue. Pickle Park. So, some longtime Suffolk County residents who have asked not to be identified revealed to the Daily Mail that there are many pickle parks across the county.
How many times can you say it, you know?
Pickle Park.
This guy's named Peter, too. It's like Peter Burke went to Pickle Parks to pick a pickle.
Oh, Pickle Park. Yeah, there's
Whatever
pickle
this
parks
guy's
across
name
the county.
James Burke went to Pickle Park to pick a pickle from the park.
Oh my God. He is. Look at this. Pickle Park, guys. Welcome to Pickle Park. That's just so horrible. I don't even know what to say about that. So let's see. Is that his house? How is he living there? Thoughts?
Stash money.
Like what?
Stash money. I mean, he was a dirty cop.
Yeah, he was.
You know, he stashed
Wouldn't he have
money
to be
somewhere.
like? Wouldn't he have to be show accountability to any kind of monies he might have?
Not if you confiscate it, and then just don't. Well, I'm giving out ideas. Never mind. But no, if you steal something, you don't have to claim it. No, you don't put that on your tax.
No, but you don't. That's the thing. Wouldn't they be looking for that?
Right. Exactly.
Like, why the hell? How the hell are you paying for this? You're not.
Stash.
It's not showing in your taxes that you can afford this. Wow.
Stash money for sure. You confiscate a whole bunch of money from somewhere and you just don't put the full amount into your evidence inventory.
So check this out. So when dailymail.com stopped at the site on a rainy Thursday afternoon where several parked cars, some were empty while others were still occupied by men. 2 men are seen engaging in a conversation. One was seated in his vehicle and another was standing outside his car. Another man a few feet away, smoking some type of substance, with a slew of beer bottles placed on top of the car. There was not a woman in sight. Unidentified source of longtime residents of Suffolk County told Daily Mail that all the park and ride parking lots by the expressway are called pickle parks because they are known for homosexual activity. Some of the areas are known as Pickle Park are along the Island Expressway and Wicks Road, Long Island Expressway 110 and Long Island Expressway and Patchogue and Holbrook. There's a signal that men use to show their interest and availability.
Hey now, what is it?
They drive around until someone flashes their headlights, the source said. Then they approach them. After the shocking arrest at Suffolk County Vietnam Memorial Park, Burke was charged with offering an act, indecent exposure, public lewdness, and criminal solicitation in the 5th degree. Can he be locked up? Like, when you did a search, did you find out if he was?
No, because I got as far as Pickle Park and I.
That's fair.
Nice job.
Jazzy. Oh, there's like big trucks going by. And every time my dog, Jazzy, sees one of these big trucks, she like loses it. Too funny claiming it. Okay, so let's see here. He was released by the 6th precinct on Tuesday afternoon, but it's unclear where he's spending the time since his release. So he's out. His first arraignment, September 11th. September 11th in Islip. So I wonder if anything, they're talking about him having a double life and allegedly smoking like the gross stuff, cross-dressing, and relationships with the girls, the working girls. Attorney John Ray represents the family of Shannan Gilbert, 27, and Jessica Taylor, 20, whose bodies were found along the beach between 1996 and 2011, told thedaily.com that a former Long Island police commissioner is a real devotion, for advancing that type of work in his own backyard. He was investigating the workers like a robber investigates a robber. Brutal. He did not appear surprised by Burke's recent park arrest and told thedailymail.com and said, loves the excitement of risk. Oh, there you go. That kind of explains it.
I don't understand that statement. Like robber investigates robber.
It was like investigating the like. It's like he was investigating the things that he was doing, so he was able to control it.
Thanks, Dave. That's really nice. Such a nice compliment.
Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you. So it was an undercover ranger that he had decided to walk up to, and yeah, that's that.
I'm telling you, that's hilarious. Just the fact that this guy even approached somebody that's in uniform. It's like, hey.
At a press conference held on Tuesday outside the 6th precinct, police officials said that when Burke identified himself, he tried to worm out of the arrest by saying it would be a public humiliation. Oh, there you go.
Now, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not the first time.
It's because of them. They caught me. Like it's their fault. Let's check this out. And then I think, unless you've got something.
Determination is what got you here.
Unless you've got something, I think I'll call
Yes,
it.
I do, Dave. I think that they arrested him for another reason. And well, they needed something to arrest him for. So they got him on this. And I think there's something up. There's something more for sure.
Yeah, I sure think so too. I sure think so too. If he's involved with Hackett, it is going to like, oh my God.
And Joseph Brewer, like he's not around to speak for himself anymore, but I'd really like to know what he knew.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, is this the park? This is lovely.
Nice spot to go play with your pickle.
Very good place to go docking pickles. You guys don't know what that is, Google it.
Oh my word. Okay. No, that's wrong. Stop. So this was them talking about the arrest and what have you.
That's his replacement too. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's great. The guy's just like, he's wonderful. He's like, do you remember when he walked around hugging all the people?
Yeah.
Yeah, the families that were there. Yeah, before he do this. And he went around and he hugged every single family member. It was like the guys were kind of like trying to back up a little bit. And he's like, yeah, I got to hug you, bro. I got to hug you, bro.
He deserves a lot of credit. I mean, because as soon as Burke got out, they immediately got to work, like putting a task force together. And
absolutely.
They just got to work. And I think that's great. Freaking Burke.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I mean, we know that he was having even relationships with some of these workers. There was someplace that I read that one of them, they were getting all loaded on substances. And the girl's like, well, I'll just go get some more. Well, she went wherever it was she went. And she went in his vehicle, his cop car. And then just never went back. Sat there and he had to like hunt down his patrol car because this working woman just kind of like, yeah.
What an idiot.
What party is? Yeah.
I would have no faith. Like if I lived in Long Island at that time, I would just like no faith in the police force whatsoever.
Absolutely not. You know, oh my goodness. Here's the chief of police just before he becomes the chief of police, living with one woman who has a beeper that is running a ring and goes with another woman to his home. And okay, Ronkonkoma, and cross-dressing as a woman and smoking yucky stuff with his worker girlfriend. And this was done several times. This is the head of police department. His double life, he continued to rise through the ranks as at the police department. He has also been described by colleagues as a psychopath who was always, and thought he was untouchable. You could sure see that.
Oh, yeah.
2011, he was appointed by his longtime mentor, the then Suffolk County Attorney, Thomas Spada, who's now in the Huskow. And he appointed him as the chief of the Suffolk County Police Department. Successfully helped Burke avoid legal trouble regularly during their decades-long friendship, and later served 5 years in prison for obstruction of justice for trying to cover up for Burke.
That dude got more time than Burke did.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. "6 miles straight across as the crow flies." So things are coming out. Like, all sorts of things are coming out. The fact that they got him now on some more really disgusting charges. They've got somebody else that's digging hard into his background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it?
And does anyone think there's more than just arresting this guy? Oh, absolutely, friend. Yeah, absolutely. I think something's up. I think that task force is looking at him very, very hard. And yeah, like Mexi was saying, the FBI is now in there. There's going to be some shite fly, in my personal opinion. Holy, there's a lot on those two.
Yes.
There really is. There's
I'm
a lot on those.
waiting to see what comes out Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, we're in the middle of the weekend right now. You're not going to see anything moving in the courts, probably.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. The only thing, I mean, that a possibility is if there's for some reason another arrest, someone we didn't know that was participating, you know. Be good if they would pick up Peter Hackett and give him another interview.
I want to pick up Michael Pack and give him a freaking interview.
Same thing. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, with that said, maybe they have, friend. We just don't know about it. You know?
Maybe this is what all of this is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think that my guess is we're going to see everything kind of meld together, start to make a little bit more sense, because these cases make no sense at this point.
I definitely want Shannan to have her day, though. For sure.
Oh, please. Yeah.
She deserves
Absolutely.
that. Her family deserves that.
Yeah.
And again, I'll say it. None of the girls would have been found if it wasn't for Shannan.
And that's true. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Between her and her mom's hard work, and then sadly is deleted by her daughter, who was schizophrenic, and is now in like a government hospital.
She deserves justice, you know? I mean,
damn straight.
I know she did a terrible thing, but she was hurt. You know, I think a lot of that was
who's to say it would play on a mind that's dealing with that, right? Yeah, they all deserve justice. Right, Dave? 1000%. So, friend, 2.5 hours almost. 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Pawing
Does he want to go out and play?
Like, Mom.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Dave.
Oh, yes. I
much appreciated. Yes, absolutely. Are you in Discord? I don't remember. Discord's in the link. If you're not, you should come on over. Come on over. Thank you. Thanks, James. Or why did I say James? I've been talking about James. Thanks, Dave. Much appreciated.
You got Burke.
Yeah, you. Come on over there. There's cases galore in there. All sorts of information, all sorts. Yeah. And most of the people you're going to see in here are over there as well. So it's a good spot. Mexi has the odd night. She's got movie night.
Yeah, I do. You should
Yeah.
try. It's fun. I was actually thinking about streaming Shrek tomorrow because of Rex Heuermann being an ogre.
Oh, right. Yeah, I will absolutely. Okay, let me see here.
Let me drop him a link in the chat.
I was just doing the same thing. I beat you too.
You did? Okay.
That'll take you, click that, and it'll take you straight over there, friend. Shrek. So yeah, that'll take you right over there. And I think it'll take you straight to the main page. So there's usually someone in there to help you out, move you around a little bit. And yeah, it's a good spot. When everyone's in there, it can be a great giggle.
It is. Really.
Right? Yeah, absolutely, friend. So thanks, Mexi.
Oh, thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Enjoy your Saturday.
I'm going to hang out with this little demon. He's just staring at me. Creeping me out a little bit.
Play with me, Mom. Play with me, Mom. Play with me, Mom. Well, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, friend.
Right, guys, love ya. Have a good weekend.
Bye. Much love.